Hello, my name's Joey and welcome to my tour of props and artifacts. Now today I'm going to be looking at Stormtrooper helmets. Now I'm going to start off with a Black Series helmet. Now this is a helmet you can still buy nowadays. Obviously it comes clean and I've weathered this. I've given this a very subtle weathering, mainly carbon scoring, that kind of thing. Always loved it when Luke was cleaning up R2 and said, "You guys have got a lot of carbon scoring, looks like you've seen a lot of action." So I love the idea that, you know, a Stormtrooper helmet, any kind of battle armour in the Star Wars universe, if it's under heavy fire and in the middle of a battle, you're going to get a hell of a lot of carbon scoring. And of course, this fellow has taken a direct hit to his head. I assume this knocked him out. I don't think this was a killer. It looks like the laser was just far away enough to not actually penetrate the armour, but enough to just give a massive dent and of course knock the wearer out. So that's the Black Series helmet. As I say, it's got a very, very close resemblance to the size of the original props. And here we go. Here is a helmet from A New Hope. As you can see, very, very similar in size to the Black Series helmet. And this one I've painted, so as you can see, all the kind of classic things about the original film props is that, as everybody knows, absolutely no one point of the helmet is symmetrical. It's all off. And that's what we love about them. So this was painted by me. Now, the original helmets were made of a plastic, a khaki plastic, and they were painted, and they were roughly painted. So I always love to give these a massive coat of hammerite paint, which is of course radiator paint. And the great thing about hammerite paint is that one coat is equivalent to 5 coats. So you can get a real nice kind of sloppy finish on these, which is what the original helmets were. So of course this is all a painted effect to look like the paint is wearing away, and of course the khaki plastic underneath is being exposed. This is one of the helmets I costume with. In fact, most of these helmets all have an accompanying Stormtrooper set of armour with them. So as you can see, yes, there's the fake effect of the paint flaking away, and we've also got this chap just a little bit too near possibly a door that was being blasted open, so has received a burn mark. And one of the other things I like to do is I like to usually spin these around the floor just to get marks of literally someone taking the helmet off, putting it down. You know, imagine at the end of the day wearing this helmet. It's battle armour at the end of the day. You'd probably be fed up. You wouldn't treat this like a baby probably. So, and of course when you see helmets being worn by motorcyclists, and of course in fact military helmets, there's always a mass of scratches around the top where it's literally just been put down. So that's A New Hope. And here we have my favourite. As you can see, this has got a hell of a lot of scuffs on the head. This is my favourite helmet. This is an Empire Strikes Back one, which of course has completely been through the wars, as you can see. A hell of a lot of the khaki plastic is showing underneath. Now, I like to think that in the Star Wars universe, the A New Hope helmets, that, you know, what you see on screen is exactly what they're made of. So they are a military grade helmet. Whatever they are, they're made of khaki and they're actually painted. And I like the idea of painting the helmets because it gives that kind of military feel to them. You know, if you look at combat helmets, the old steel ones, when they were painted, there's usually drip marks, and you know, it's not a perfect finish because it is what it is. It's a combat helmet. It's not meant to look good. It's not meant to be for parade. In fact, a friend of mine who's ex-army, I love the idea of this. As he said, with the army you have your different uniforms. So of course you have your combat uniform and you have your parade uniform. And he came up with the idea that all the stormtroopers on the Death Star were wearing their parade uniforms. They had to look their best. Whereas obviously a combat trooper's outfit armour is, you know, a little bit more rough around the edges. And a little bit of Star Wars prop kind of making here. See, we've got a couple of pop rivets in there where there's a screw sticking out. So it's a bit of kind of looking like wear and tear in the prop department, but at the same time keeping within the Star Wars universe of... Because when you look at the suits up close, a lot of them had pop rivets in places holding bits of plastic down. So you kind of imagine that in the Star Wars universe, maybe this armour is turfed out very fast, maybe cheaply, So there's going to be a lot of repair work, and it's a bit like army field gear in itself. You know, there's always customization and field repairs, that kind of business. And my little trademark here is always to add a bit of atmospheric doings going on here. So we've got a little drip mark there where the carbon scoring has built up. This trooper's gone somewhere where there's water, condensation, whatever. And of course we've got a drip mark there, which of course you now see on a few helmets in the Mandalorian series. So I'm quite chuffed with that now. My idea of adding a little bit of atmosphere to these helmets seems to you know, almost be canon now. So that's the Empire Strikes Back helmet. Now going back to Star Wars again, we have the Stormtrooper helmet. Now this one is extremely tatty. You know, there's never been an inspection on the part of Tatooine that this is serving. You know, no worries about any trips from Vader, so there's no need to polish up one's armour at all. So yeah, this has been on Tatooine for months. And as you can see, lots of wear and tear going on. It's quite funny actually, when I wore this, because of course this has an accompanying suit of armour, there was a kid on the South Bank and he said, "Mummy, look, a skeleton." I quite like that. I quite like the fact that this almost looks like a bone colour now. And as you can see, a hell of a lot of scratches round the top. This really has seen a lot of action. There's a lot of scratches from obviously the harsh terrain of Tatooine. There was a little sergeant marking painted there at one time, but I got rid of it. I decided I didn't like it in the end. But yeah, that's the Tatooine helmet. And as I famously say, last but not least, I think this is the last helmet. This is my Return of the Jedi helmet. Now this one again, this has been in Endor for months. Once again, not much inspection going on, not much need of cleaning one's armour. So this has really been through the woods, as you can see. Atmospheric indications going on again. Rain, dew, that kind of thing. Once again, we've taken a blow to the helmet, a laser blow, but once again, this didn't actually kill the occupant. It was just enough maybe to, well, he felt it, put it that way. And this helmet itself was made by a company called CFO, cast from an original, and this helmet was actually cast from an original helmet from Return of the Jedi. So the other helmets I've showed you, I'm not so sure their origins. Obviously at one stage in their life they would have been cast from an original, but I don't know how far down the line. Whereas if you buy something from cast from an original, literally it is what it is. You are getting he's borrowed the prop, and then of course he's cast it, so you're getting a very, very close copy, which is great. You're talking millimeters. It's brilliant, you know. So yes, that's a cast from an original. Yes, cast from an original. There we go. Right, so thank you very much. Look after yourselves, take care, and see you soon.